The major is done, so that means it's time for teams to change up their lineup. Parivision were one of the first team that made changes. They benched Nota and Belgianok, and they signed Slack and Hobbit. Hobbit makes his return in Counter-Strike, and I'm really curious how he will play. These changes were needed because they just didn't perform at the major. I'm really curious if these are the correct changes and if they will perform now. We will see soon enough. Then we have BC.Game, the team that benched almost all the players except Simple and Electronic. But now their roster looks more complete with the permanently signed Senzu and the new IGL Magisk. It just seems like the owners didn't like the results and just threw some money at players and they signed and now become Falcons 2.0. Now the question is, which fifth player will be signed for BC.Game? That's still not known, because even though you can grab the money, you still have to perform, otherwise you'll be kicked out, as we've seen now. I think this team is like a big experiment and we will see how this works out. It just feels like too much random players together and I'm really curious if that's gonna work out and if they will start to win more now. We will see in the future. Now it's official, after all the rumors, Luminosity will be back at Counter-Strike. They will return with the Monte core and Lux, and Gizmi will go probably to 100 Thieves as IGL. But it's also nice to see that Luminosity is back in the game. While Monte is targeted by Luminosity, they're also targeted by 100 Thieves, especially Gizmi. They want Gizmi as a new IGL at 100 Thieves. We already know who's gonna be benched, and that's Agil. 100 Thieves are aiming, I think, for this next major. In this first half of the year, they performed pretty well for a new team, but I think they looked into how things went and came to the conclusion they need a new IGL. Rain apparently didn't want to leave, because he will take another role and Agil has to go to make place for Gizmi. What will this mean for Monte? Because their core is targeted, their IGL is targeted. Does this mean this is the end of Monte? As of now, there is no confirmation what will happen to them. We will see, we have to wait. Maybe this is the end of their Counter-Strike run, or they will start as a new team. We don't know yet. Talking about teams that end their Counter-Strike period, we have Gentlemates. They are in negotiations to sell their whole roster and leave Counter-Strike. They won CCT Europe Series 2, but I think maybe the investors or the owners just don't see a good future for this team. And their Alper was also like interested by FaZe. Right now it looks like he will not go to FaZe. Later on in the video I will talk about that. But the name Gentlemates will not be in Counter-Strike anymore. Maybe the players will still be with another team. We will see how the negotiations will go and if we will see the players in another team. After their 0-3 exit from stage 1 in the major, Gaming Gladiators also want to sell their whole roster. It doesn't sound like they want to end their Counter-Strike run, but it looks like they just want a fresh start with a whole new team. So I think we will hear soon enough which players will go to the team and what will happen with their future. During all these transfers, we also got to hear that JL will leave Navi. He already put himself on the bench, so we didn't see much of him last year. He of course joined Mouse on a loan, and he showed the world that he is still capable of performing. I'm really curious if this means he will come back to another team and we will see him on the big stage again. What really surprised me is that G2 benched Sampayas and decided to sign Wrinkle. Personally, I don't know Wrinkle. I haven't seen him play, I don't know anything about him, but bench your Alper after a good run at the major, which Sampayas also like decently performed at. Like, it's weird. It's like we did great, but we want to do better. So instead of improving the team and just work on the problems we have internally, just sign someone else and like have the dynamic change and start kind of over again. It's a risk you take, and with the lineup G2 had, I think they could have won more trophies, and now you don't know what to expect from them. Maybe Wrinkle is like someone very good and he proves us all wrong and he just performs like crazy and wins everything. We don't know yet, but for an organization it's a very risky move, and it's very surprising to read that article. But hey, let's see what they can bring to the table at the next events. FaZe Clan also made some changes which were necessary, since like they didn't even attend this major, and they benched Brokey and signed J-Bone, or whatever you pronounce it as. I think it's very interesting, since FaZe is a big organization with a big name, and I think they could sign someone with a more known name. I think they want to go a route where they are always the underdogs. Twist, I believe, will still be the IGL. Netu will also be at the team permanently. And they look like underdogs. They look like teams that will attend tournaments and you'll be like, I don't see them win it. They're a young team with not that much experience as a team together. And then out of nowhere, they will be at playoffs and maybe even win something. It wouldn't surprise me. What do you think of this change of FaZe? Is this a good change? Is this a bad change? Should they have gone for a more bigger name? Or do you think it will all be alright and they will be back at the next major? There are also some teams, some smaller teams that always change their lineup through the year. NIP temporarily promotes their academy player Note to the main roster. Fnatic make the loan of Jacasmo permanent. And of course, Crims retired earlier this year. So Fnatic signed Can from NIP. Now Fnatic becomes a full Ukrainian team. Let's hope their results will be better and we will see them more often in big tournaments. 3D Max has benched Exercise and Currency will join them as a rivaler, and MIBR confirm NQC to join their team. There's also some stuff happening at Aurora. Since their coach announced that he will leave the team, there were already some rumors during the major that some teams wanted their players on their team. We also got to find out that Major will step down from the Aurora team. It looks like he doesn't want to leave, but he just wants to make some time for his family. And Aurora also benched Soulfly. So I think this is just a start for the transfer market for Aurora, and we will see who will join their team, or if maybe more people leave. I don't expect that, but someone has to fill the gaps. So who will join Aurora? Who do you think? Right now all the transfers are happening, so there are also a lot of rumors. There's also some transfer rumors going on in South America. It looks like Legacy wants and needs some new players. And there are also more rumors about Neo going to Astralis. We know Neo as the head coach of FaZe, and now he might be the head coach of Astralis. Astralis needs a new head coach after their disappointment in the major. And personally, I think Neo might be a good fit there. What do you think about it? And Liquid target JT as their new IGL. And Longs is exploring his options in the offseason, which will maybe mean he will leave FUT. But keep in mind, these are all rumors and not confirmed yet. So maybe he will stay. Maybe all these people will stay and nothing will happen. I will keep my eye on it and I will tell you in the next video.